I'll bring Darren Eggy after Graeme.
Oh, okay, perfect, great. Bonus. Oh, Connor, there you go.
Hi everybody. Oh.
After you guys, very good to see you all. And the floor is open for Graeme.
Graeme, congratulations for winning the test match on your testers cap.
Thank you very much.
Does it give you biggest satisfaction at the start of the series to win a test match?
Yeah, it's always nice to win the first test match. I think with the hype going into the test match, and certainly from a personal perspective, it was pretty busy. So it was nice to be able to contribute in the game and to win. I think you always get a little bit more nervous around milestone games because if things go wrong, people can, ask you questions. But it was nice to come through and be as comprehensive as we did. I think, as I said on the TV, I think day 2 was sort of the standard as a team that we reached a height that I think we can certainly achieve as a team, which was exciting.
Graeme, you just touched on that now, the new ball and what your new ball bowlers are able to do. Can you just talk a little bit about that and what it's like captaining a team that can produce this type of thing?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, obviously been through phases where you've had to build to get to this point, but to have a group of guys that can contribute, not just one person, but obviously this test match, Dale in particular, was outstanding. I thought with the ball on day 2, it was important that someone set the tone for us, and he did that extremely well with those first 3 wickets and the way that he bowled, and everyone sort of followed suit after that. I think the first 2 innings of this test match were always going to be the tough one. We felt that we needed to take it on day 1, and hopefully it would quicken up on day 2, and the cracks would play a big role going into the 4th inning. So it was just outstanding the way Dale set the tone and the rest of the guys followed.
Graeme, you mentioned it a little bit earlier on, but maybe just to expand on it for yourself, the landmark test and the crushing victory, some runs in the 2nd innings as well. Just overall, from your perspective, a look back on what is obviously a very special test for you.
Yeah, I mean it's something that I'm really looking forward to having the chance to reflect on. It's been outstanding. I mean, the emotions this week have been at an all-time high. To see the support around the grounds, the banners, to be out in the middle and just appreciate. I remember saying to AB that I remember sitting here as a youngster watching team play, and those top stands up there, and I could still picture myself sitting there. So to be out in the middle playing, captaining 100 Tests for South Africa was kind of a surreal moment for me. And something that I was extremely appreciative of, and especially the support that I was getting. So this week will go down for me as something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Graeme, there's been a lot of talk about the wicketkeeper batting and he doing it. He's now become the first man ever to score 100 and take 10 catches in a test. Just how much of a success has that move been?
Well, I mean, I think his keeping has been outstanding. It's just getting better and better. He's solid behind the stumps. I mean, his confidence in where he's catching balls. It's just, I can already feel like in training. When we're catching slip catches and stuff, his space that he's sort of catching balls in is growing and growing. Which is exciting. It gives us all a chance to sort of spread a bit and cover more space, and his confidence in that is terrific. I mean, obviously he was always going to be judged on runs and how that affected him, but so it was terrific to see him come and get another 100. I think his last few test matches he's performed better and better, which is great for us. I mean, certainly having him as a keeper gives us so many options, so it's exciting to have.
Were you a little bit annoyed after the first day, because Dale said you asked to speak to the team on the second morning and asked them to provide 100% on that day? Just what were your feelings and what prompted you to speak with them?
No, I mean, I just felt that I think when I won the toss, I thought 250 would be a good total. But I think we let ourselves a little bit down in the afternoon. A few soft dismissals, for Hafiz to pick up 4 wickets, I thought was a little bit soft from our perspective. Even though 250, 260 was decent, I felt that we could have pushed on to. We were set up. I think we were 200 for 4. And we got a little bit soft that afternoon. And on day 2 was going to be a crucial day in this Test match. We knew that. So we needed to make sure that we paid that day the respect, and it was great. for us to win all 3 sessions comprehensively on day 2 was the mark of this team. You know, when we know we need to step up, there's a performance that is of the highest standard.
Adrian tweeted, Hash, I know you would have loved your 100, but the team comes first. Can you talk us through the factors that influenced your declaration?
The factors that influenced me is I didn't want the game to drift. I felt that, you know, 450, we had discussed already the night before and that morning that we felt between 450 and 480 was a good enough total. We wanted to get out there. I felt the morning session had been the most effective session on the test match, and I wanted to use that. I think after such a comprehensive day 2, I felt another, you know, really good day would help us land the blow. You know.
Graeme, during Dale's long spell today, was there at any point any discussion of taking the ball away from him?
No, I didn't venture that far. I sort of left it in his hands the whole time. I thought that it would be a bit dangerous for me to make that move when he's in the middle of a spell.
Dan Whitmore was saying on Saturday night that 2-hour spell in the morning was the best fast bowling he's ever seen in his life. From where he was standing in the slips, how did you perceive it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously surfaces in South Africa provide good help for fast bowlers. You know, I think that's something we must, you know, take note of. But to have the skill, I think there was a lot happening, and I think to see the skill that the guys showed, the pace that they bowled at, the intensity, you know, not letting people go. You know, that once they created that doubt, they just sort of had the ability to just step it on the Pakistan batters, and that was the exciting thing to watch them slip, just to feel that sort of pressure and that skill just build on the batters. You know, obviously then every ball I'm concentrating on trying to catch the thing, but it's you know, to watch the guys go about their work is you know, you can really feel the atmosphere build in the middle.
How does the game plan change for Cape Town with the conditions?
Obviously the surface will play different. I mean, it has done a little bit of late, but you know, this time of the year it could be a little bit drier, it could be a little bit flatter. You know, so we'll just have to adapt. I think it's a surface we've played well on. We've been able to adapt. Just have to see how that plays. You know, maybe a bit more spin. That's something we'll have to think about. But you know, the weather's been really good in Cape Town, and it's a ground we've got confidence at. So maybe a little bit of a style change compared to here. So.
Do you think the Pakistanis will be perhaps a bit more competitive today?
Maybe I think from a style factor, you know, I think their style is to use majority more spinners and their seamers in a short bursts, you know, whereas in South Africa it's probably the other way around. You know, your seamers have, you know, more majority of play and your spinners, you know, make impacts here and there. So maybe the style of play will suit them a little bit more in Cape Town.
Graeme, you had a comprehensive victory, demoralised them in the first inning. How important is that to you for the rest of the series, and how much of an effect do you think that will have on Pakistan cricket for the series?
Yeah, I don't know how much getting bowled out for, 49 will affect them, but hopefully that more our bowlers will affect them, you know, and them thinking about the type of people that they've got to come up against from a batting perspective, knowing, you know, how well Dale's bowled, you know, that Morna and Vernon certainly, I think yesterday afternoon for me will stand us in good stead. You know, the work that we put in yesterday afternoon for the rest of the series from a bowling perspective, I think will be excellent. You know, so far this summer we haven't gone into the fourth day too much, so the work that we did yesterday I think will stand us in good stead for Cape Town. So I think from that perspective, maybe there's a few personal battles won by our bowlers, and maybe a few things that hopefully that the Pakistan batters will worry about going into Cape Town.
How do you rate them overall? I mean, does it feel almost like you're running your own race again like you did against New Zealand?
No, I don't. I mean, I expect them to get better and better on this tour. I mean, they're a very talented bunch of cricketers. I think the challenge for us is to keep bowling as well, and I think their bowling unit is a good bowling unit. You know, we need to, from a batting perspective, we need to be posting totals. We need to pay respect to their bowling lineup in particular. I think it can be very dangerous.
Graeme, while it must be fun and enjoyable to roll teams out in 3 and 4 days, are there perhaps certain lessons or skills that the Proteas aren't being tested on because you aren't being forced into, you know, tough 5-day encounters?
No, I mean, I think you always have to be your best, and I think if you can win in 3 or 4 days, you know, none of us are going to complain. You know, we're not going to you know, dream of taking it to the last afternoon on the 5th day all the time. You know, that's a lot of hard work, and I think to keep backing up performance for us is going to be the key. You know, like after a day two or after yesterday afternoon when you've put in a lot of yards, it's easy to sort of not come the next day and put that high standard in. And that's the challenge for us. You know, from a training, from being humble in our processes, from being focused on keeping our standards high. You know, that's more of the challenge for us as a team at the moment.
So just wondering, what are your plans in the break as a team? Or do you have any?
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't had a chance to chat to Gary yet about what the plan is going forward, but I'm sure we'll do that now.
Was it planned to have the first innings score on your shirt there?
Good one, Chris. It's sharp.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.